All right. Let's take a look at some lost media for from this person. I think the model is of the mouse is what pushed it to be an S tier. I liked it. I see. Okay. Makes sense. I don't know if I'd pay that amount of price for a mouse, though, in my personal opinion, but that's just me anyways. But it's time to take a look at lost media that internet wasn't meant to see. So I'm super curious what kind of lost media this is going to be. Hey, Pikachu. But anyways, let's take a look at some spoopy stuff, shall we? I wouldn't say it's spoopy or anything like that, but it's from Visual Ventures, right? Visual Ventures, yeah. So I'm curious to see what this is all about.
There are videos and pictures out there that were never meant to see the light of day. Some were buried by corporations. Others were sealed in government storage. Some were destroyed to keep victims safe. But now, many of these lost tapes and
Is this Epstein?
pictures are showing up online, and the stories behind them are darker than people think. Today, we'll explore lost media that the internet wasn't meant to see. So my goal, guys, is still the same: to increase the number of videos I put out without sacrificing quality. But I'm not gonna lie, guys, it is a miracle that every week we still manage to put out a video, considering how difficult it is. So it would mean the world if you subscribe, and I will do my very best to put out more this year. I'm Visual Venture, and you are awesome. The day the clown cried. In 1972, a Hollywood actor felt people weren't taking him seriously enough. The actor was Jerry Lewis, one of the most successful comedians in the world. He wanted to reinvent himself as a serious actor, so he flew to Sweden to make the most dramatic movie of his career. But when he saw the final cut, Jerry was horrified. Instead of saving his legacy, he felt the movie would ruin it. Out of embarrassment, he swore no one would see the film while he was still alive. But keeping that vow wasn't going to be easy. The movie was titled The Day the Clown Cried. Jerry played a clown named Helmut.
It is the story of a clown who was once the premier clown, who is no more top clown.
In the film, Helmut found a group of Jewish children inside a World War II concentration camp. They were the only people who still laughed at his jokes, so he performed for them. The guards saw this and decided to use him. They ordered Helmut to entertain the kids to keep them calm as they were loaded onto trains. Once they entered those trains, they would never return. In the final scene, Helmut led them into a gas chamber. Then he stepped inside with them, waiting for the doors to close. While filming, Jerry believed he was creating something awesome, but behind the scenes, the production was falling apart. The producer ran out of money, equipment went missing, and the set became chaos. The producers wanted to scrap the film, but Jerry refused to give up. He grabbed a rough cut of the footage and fled to the US to edit it himself. He promised reporters that the film would be ready in 6 to 7 weeks. He finished the edits, but when he finally saw the finished version, he hated it.
I was ashamed of the work, and I was grateful that I had the power to contain it all and never let anybody see it.
Jerry felt that the movie was terrible, so he decided to hide it from the world. But once something's hidden, people always want to find it. For years, the film stayed buried, but privately, Jerry showed it to a few trusted friends. After seeing it, those friends went out and talked about the film, but they only had negative things to say. One said, "This movie is so drastically wrong." Another called it a disaster. Their harsh opinions only made the public more curious. People wanted to see if it was really that terrible.
Really
but no matter
that
how
bad?
many times they asked, Jerry refused to release it. Jerry grew old and passed away in 2017. He was 91. At that point, fans thought the film was lost forever, but it wasn't. The Library of Congress revealed that Jerry donated a copy to them before he passed away. But there was one condition: the footage could not be shown until June 2024. For years, people counted down to the date.
2024 release may just be one more piece of the puzzle and one step closer to unearthing one of the most controversial and disturbing films out there.
Reddit buzzed with excitement, but when the day finally came, the library made a disappointing announcement. They didn't have the full movie. All they had was incomplete and unedited footage. Fans were crushed, but once again, a glimmer of hope appeared. Although Jerry brought a copy of the movie to the US for editing, another copy was left behind in Sweden, and a man named Hans found it in the archives of a Swedish studio. He took the footage and kept it secret. Then in May 2025, he finally revealed what he had. Reporters were skeptical, so he showed the footage to journalists as proof. It wasn't just a fragment, it was the full rough draft of the movie. After so many disappointments, fans got excited again. They thought they might finally get to see the film. But history repeated itself. They were let down again. Hans sold the footage to a private collector. And although the public did get to see some of the footage, they never got to see all of it. People in our next chapter believed that they found one of the biggest government cover-ups in history. The lost photo that started a conspiracy. Usually when someone passes away, there's no doubt about it. There's a body, a funeral, and closure. But one day, a pilot flying across the sky simply vanished. No one knew if she was alive or dead, and people argued about it for years. Then rumors spread about a mysterious photo that proved she survived. That photo was supposedly in a government file. The internet split into two sides. Those who believed something evil was being covered up, and those who thought it was all just delusional nonsense. To find the truth, we have to start with the pilot herself. Her name was Amelia Earhart. In the 1930s, Amelia Earhart was considered a living legend. She did things most people were too scared to even try.
It was very interesting to me to fly in southern waters rather than in the north.
Amelia was the first woman to fly alone across the Atlantic Ocean. She broke transcontinental speed records by making flights in record time. She wrote books, toured, and lectured. In 1937, Amelia announced a new goal. She wanted to fly around the world. The journey would span thousands of miles.
Contemplated course covers about 27,000 miles. It will be the first flight successful, which approximates the equator.
She didn't fly alone. Her navigator, Fred Noonan, was inside the plane with her. His job was to track their position using maps and guide them over the ocean. At first, the flight went smoothly. Then came the final leg. They needed to land on a tiny island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean to refuel. The weather worked against Amelia. Heavy clouds blocked her view. Radio signals were weak, and her fuel was running low. She radioed a nearby Navy ship several times, trying to find a place to land.
Calling Itasca. We must be on you. I cannot see you. Gas is running low.
After that message, she went silent. Amelia, Fred, and their plane disappeared without a trace. The US Navy launched one of the largest search operations in history. Planes and ships scanned the ocean for days, but there was no wreckage, no bodies, and no clues. Eventually, Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan were declared legally dead. The official explanation was that she ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean, but many people didn't accept that. Without bodies or debris, fans believed she survived. One theory claimed that Amelia and Fred crash-landed on the Marshall Islands. At the time, those islands were controlled by the Japanese military, so people thought the pair were captured as spies. Years went by, 10, 30, 80 years, still no answers. People kept arguing about whether Amelia crashed or survived, but nobody had proof. And one day, that changed. In 2017, a photo surfaced that supposedly showed Amelia Earhart alive. News outlets rushed to report it.
This long-lost photograph, discovered in the National Archives, appears to show her on a dock after being taken prisoner by the Japanese.
The photo was labeled Marshall Islands. A retired federal agent said he found it while going through old files. He claimed the photo came from a top-secret folder that had been hidden and mislabeled on purpose. His claims caught the attention of a major TV network, so they created a full-length documentary titled Amelia Earhart: The Lost Evidence. At first glance, the photo just looked like an ordinary photo. It was just a blurry scene of a harbor, but analysts noticed two figures standing on the dock. One was a tall man with a receding hairline. Experts compared his face to Fred Noonan's and said it matched.
The teeth, hairline, and nose all appear to match up.
It's my feeling that this is very convincing evidence. This is probably Noonan.
Then they studied the second figure. This person sat on the dock with their back facing the camera. They had short, messy hair and a slim build. Analysts believed it looked like Amelia Earhart.
From the top of her head to her underarms, and then from her underarms to her waist.
Right.
And we can say that
So you're
looking
saying that she
at
could have
this,
been alive?
They all line up.
In the background, a Japanese ship appeared to be towing a long object.
An object that is 38 feet long, exactly the length of the plane Amelia and Noonan were flying when it went missing.
After laying out the evidence, one expert said it could be the biggest government cover-up of all time. The theory claimed that the US government saw this photo and knew Amelia was alive, but they didn't rescue her because they didn't want to get caught up in an international dispute. The documentary received global attention. Millions believed the mystery was finally solved, and they blamed the government for abandoning Amelia. But then someone looked closer, and they noticed one detail that debunked the entire story. A Japanese blogger saw the photo and decided to investigate.
The blogger says it took him a grand total of 30 minutes to debunk the Amelia Earhart photo.
He found the photo printed in a Japanese tourist guide. That book was published in 1935. Amelia disappeared in 1937. That meant the photo was published 2 years before Amelia vanished. The people in the picture couldn't be Amelia and Fred. After that discovery, the entire theory collapsed. The lost photo didn't solve the mystery. It only showed how badly the world wanted answers. To this day, no one knows what really happened to Amelia Earhart or Fred Noonan. Their disappearance remains one of the greatest mysteries in history. Up next is lost media of some of the most disgusting food imaginable. America's filthiest store. A grocery store is supposed to be clean. In 1999, a camera crew filmed one that was pure toxic rot, and that disgusting footage became one of the internet's most wanted videos. The store was called Mexia Supermarket in Fort Worth, Texas. In 1998, the owners took out massive loans to open it, but the business collapsed. They ended up owing banks and other creditors about $1.14 million. Unable to pay their debts, they filed for bankruptcy. Normally, when a business files for bankruptcy, a trustee is appointed to handle what's left. The trustee decides what to do with any remaining property, dispose of it, or sell it. In this specific case, that meant the trustee should have entered the Mexia Supermarket and arranged for the food inside to be removed, donated, or destroyed. But that never happened. According to the lawyer on the case, there was a series of communication failures. The trustee didn't deal with the food, and the original owners just locked the doors and left the country.
The owners do not contact the health department. They do not contact the homeless shelter. They do not contact the food drive. They simply lock the doors and go back to Laos.
The entire store was abandoned with all the perishable food still inside. The power stayed on for months, but eventually no one paid the electric bill, so the power shut off and all the fresh food began to rot. The fruits, the vegetables, the meat were covered in maggots. The stench was so strong that people reportedly got a headache just from walking past the abandoned supermarket. It was a crisis. City health officials showed up to investigate. Even before stepping inside, they realized how bad it was.
Just so bad.
They saw a parking lot full of dead rats and roaches, and on the windows, they saw dozens and dozens of flies.
When they finally entered, the air itself was dangerous, filled with dangerous gases and low levels of oxygen. Officials declared the building a health hazard. They hired a professional cleanup crew to clear the place. Cleanup workers arrived wearing hazmat suits. Someone brought a camera to record the cleanup. They filmed the workers using loaders and shovels to clear mountains of spoiled food. By November 1999, the cleanup was finished. But the story didn't end there. The footage of the cleanup became its own mystery. Years later, in 2010, a TV network made a documentary about food, and it included brief clips from the Mexia cleanup. The show only used about 77 seconds of the original footage, but viewers were fascinated. They wanted to see the full recording of the filthy supermarket cleanup, but nobody knew where to find it. For the next 14 years, internet users searched tirelessly. They contacted the TV network, checked city archives, and even tried finding the original camera crew. Nothing turned up. Then in 2024, a Reddit user finally found it. He posted a link to a university archive that had the original cleanup footage. The disgusting Mexia Supermarket video was finally online for all to see, but not everyone had the stomach to watch it. This next chapter is about a company that created a kids movie not meant for kids. The Halloween movie that crossed a line. Making a horror movie for kids is tricky. If it's too soft, it's not scary. If it's too intense, it can scar kids. But in the year 2000, Nickelodeon decided to try it anyway. At the time, Nickelodeon was the safe channel for kids. It had mostly cartoons and goofy sitcoms, so the idea of Nickelodeon making horror sounded strange from the start. They hired a director and trusted him to produce something their audience would enjoy. Instead, he created a dark folk tale about deformities, witchcraft, and revenge. The movie was titled Crybaby Lane. It opened with a farmer whose wife gave birth to conjoined twins.
The infants joined as one flesh and came into this world freaks.
Ashamed of them, the farmer kept the twins hidden. Over time, he realized one twin was good and the other was evil. Then one twin became sick, and because they shared a body, the illness spread to both. Soon, both twins passed away. To hide the truth, the farmer separated their bodies before burying them. He buried the good twin in a cemetery. He dumped the evil one in a shallow grave on a road called Crybaby Lane. According to the legend, anyone passing that road at night could hear the evil twin crying in the dark.
Anyone caught out there at night on that desolate road can hear the cries of the evil child.
Years later, some friends held a ghost summoning ritual in the cemetery to summon the good twin.
Son of Muller, we are calling you forth. We know you are the good son. We come in peace.
But they made a terrible mistake. The graves were mixed up. Instead of summoning the good twin, they awakened the evil one. Soon, the evil twin's ghost began terrorizing the town.
Yep.
The rest of the movie was mostly
Yep.
chaos. Kids watching at home had nightmares for weeks. Parents were upset. They said the movie had too much possession and ghostly vengeance for
Really?
kids'
Are you
content.
serious?
Nickelodeon reacted immediately. They never re-aired the movie, never released it on DVD, and didn't include it in Halloween marathons. It vanished completely. Only the kids who saw it that night remembered it was real. Time passed. Kids who watched Crybaby Lane grew up, but they never forgot the movie that scared them. In 2011, many of them gathered on Reddit. They wanted to find the movie again, but when they searched online, nothing came up. No clips, no screenshots, no proof. It was like the movie never existed. Some Reddit users contacted Nickelodeon to ask about the movie. Allegedly, Nickelodeon told them the movie didn't exist. That answer sent Reddit into conspiracy mode. They came up with all sorts of reasons why Nickelodeon would hide a movie. Then one day, a user claimed she found a copy of Crybaby Lane recorded on VHS. Most people didn't believe her until she posted a video showing her TV playing the tape. It was real. Crybaby Lane existed. Reddit exploded with excitement, but before she could share the full movie, she did something unexpected. She deleted the clip she shared and then deleted her entire Reddit account. That only fueled the conspiracy. People believed Nickelodeon forced her to take it down.
People were saying Nickelodeon was so desperate to sweep Crybaby Lane under the rug that they went after this Reddit user.
The mystery made fans even more determined to uncover the truth, and somehow they got their wish. On Halloween that same year, 2011, Nickelodeon aired Crybaby Lane. After 11 years, it was back on TV. They even promoted it as Nickelodeon's banned film. News outlets covered the story. When asked about it, a Nickelodeon representative said the movie was never formally banned. It was simply forgotten. Up next is the lost media from one of the most tragic situations in documentary history: the death of a legend. The video of this man's final moments became a legendary piece of lost media on the internet. And the story is close to me because when I was a kid, I used to watch him all the time until the day of his death. Steve Irwin was known as the Crocodile Hunter. But that wasn't just a nickname. It was a literal description of what he did.
That shit fucking
The
sucked.
Crocodile Hunter TV series followed Steve around Australia and other parts of the world on the lookout for crocs.
He would grab crocodiles by the tail, wrestle them out of rivers, and teach viewers about wildlife up close. Sometimes he got hurt.
They'll get bitten occasionally, you know, every now and again, but it's never the animal's fault, it's always my fault.
In September 2006, Steve and a film crew were shooting a new documentary. Steve was in the water with cameraman Justin when they spotted a stingray. Stingrays are flat fish with long tails. They are usually calm and will swim away if frightened. But when Steve and Justin moved in for a shot, the stingray didn't leave. It mistook Steve for a predator and went into defense mode.
It propped itself up on its pectoral fins and began rapidly stabbing upwards with its tail.
It happened so fast. Steve was badly hurt.
Justin tried to keep Steve awake by reminding him about his kids and telling him to hang on.
He didn't survive.
Australian crocodile hunter Steve Irwin has died during a diving expedition near Port Douglas in Australia.
The most chilling part was that the camera never stopped rolling. What? Steve had a rule. No matter what happened, the crew had to keep filming. He once joked that even if he died, he would be sad if no one got it on tape. Justin, the cameraman, followed that rule. So the stingray strike, Steve's pain, it was all on tape. And that tape was about to become a major issue. Steve Steve Irwin's demise was a national tragedy, and the fact that it was all on video made it even harder to process. The crew wasn't sure what to do with the tape. The director believed the footage should be destroyed, but before that could happen, the police stepped in. Authorities opened an investigation into Steve's passing, and the officers seized the footage as evidence. The investigation dragged on for months, but in the end, police ruled out any foul play. When it was over, many people expected the footage of Steve's final moments to be released. The public was clamoring to see it, but they were in for a disappointment. Police said they destroyed all but one copy. The final copy was given to Steve's widow, Terry, but Terry couldn't bear to watch it.
As we know, there was footage of the moment that he died. Did you want to see that?
No, I didn't want to see it, but I wanted to be the one to dispose of it.
She destroyed the tape herself without ever watching it. That meant the footage of Steve's final moments was gone forever. There were no more copies. But some people refused to believe that. Fans continued to search online, hoping to find a leaked copy. Fake videos started spreading across YouTube and Reddit. Some even went viral. Terry heard about those fake clips and called them a complete fabrication exploiting people's sadness. Today, those clips still circulate online, but the real tape, the one recorded that day on the ocean floor, has never been seen by the public, and most likely it never will be. This next chapter is about a dumb mistake that cost someone their life. The fatal film scene.
The fatal film scene?
Movies show people losing their lives all the time, but everyone watching knows it's just acting. In 1993, the line between fiction and reality vanished. During the filming of a Hollywood movie, someone actually lost their life, and the cameras caught everything because of how famous the victim was.
Oh, I remember this one. I remember this one. I know this one. Holy shit, dude. Oh, dude.
The public was desperate to see it. Meanwhile, the producers worked just as hard to make sure no one ever did. It became a strange kind of hide and seek. Millions of fans searching for a video that few people were desperately trying to erase. The tragedy happened in 1993 on the set of a movie called The Crow. It starred Brandon Lee, the son of martial arts legend Bruce Lee. Brandon was fully committed to his role.
It is a violent film. It's one where I feel very justified from the character's point of view.
By late March, production was nearly finished. There were only a few scenes left to film. One of those scenes required Brandon's character to walk into his apartment and get shot. For realism, the production used a prop firearm loaded with blanks. Blanks only make noise, but no bullet comes out. The cameras started rolling. Brandon entered the set. The villain fired. Brandon fell. However, he didn't get up.
When Brandon didn't get up, everyone was stunned. Then when everyone heard the medic go, "Brandon, are you all right?" The place just went, whew. It was like dead quiet.
When they got closer, they realized he was hurt. He was rushed to the hospital. Hours later, the news confirmed it.
Actor Brandon Lee, 28, died at 1:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hollywood and the public were in shock. How could a blank end someone's life? Police immediately opened an investigation and seized the footage as evidence. Right away, rumors spread that Brandon's passing wasn't an accident. Brandon's father, Bruce Lee, also lost his life under mysterious circumstances. Even Brandon's publicist questioned the narrative.
Brandon Lee's publicist has been quoted as saying it's no longer believed to be a special effect gone wrong. He's asking for a murder probe.
But investigators soon uncovered what really happened. Weeks earlier, the crew used the same firearm for a close-up scene. To make it look real, they loaded it with dummy rounds. Those are bullets with no powder, but real metal casings. However, they can still be risky. After filming, no one made sure all the rounds were out of the chamber. A small fragment of a dummy bullet was still inside.
Is that what you think?
A piece of the dummy bullet had become lodged in the gun barrel before Lee filmed his final scene.
Later, when the firearm was loaded with blanks for Brandon's scene, that fragment was still in there. The blank launched that bullet, which ended up hitting Brandon Lee, and it became lodged in his spine. The camera captured everything. Brandon entering the frame, the firing, and the moment he fell. Investigators called it an accident due to negligence. No one was charged. So what happened to the footage of the accident after the investigation ended? No one really knows. Some claim the police never returned the footage to the producers. Some crew members said copies existed. One even said he had a copy, though he never proved it. In over 30 years, the tape has never resurfaced. No leaks, no screenshots, nothing. To honor Brandon's memory, the studio finished the movie using Brandon's stunt double.
Other shots involve filming a scene with a body double for Lee, and later mapping the actor's face onto the double's body.
The film was released in 1994 and dedicated to Brandon, and went on to make more than $100 million worldwide. This next case is about a joke that turned into a felony. the kitchen tape no one was supposed to see. In 2009, 5 videos filmed inside a restaurant went viral, and not in a good way. They were so disgusting that the restaurant had to shut down a branch, fire staff, and call the police. The worst part was those who made the videos were just trying to be funny. Instead, they created one of the most disgusting jokes ever. The clips featured 2 Domino's employees named Michael and Christy. Michael made food for customers while Christy filmed. At first, it looked like a normal shift. Then the behavior
I guess, is this supposed to be the Burger King foot lettuce thing?
changed. Michael started preparing food in ways that violated every health code imaginable.
Here's Michael. Cutting somebody's cheese stick.
He sneezed on the food and packed it for delivery.
I think it needs to be boxed. We'll see who it's going to. It's going on a delivery.
Michael deliberately contaminated every order he touched.
Now, Michael, I think that these sandwiches are going to be full of protein.
He even farted on the salami that goes on the sandwiches. Christy uploaded the clips to YouTube. At first, almost nobody noticed. Then on April 13th, a popular blog found them. They ran a story titled "Domino's Rogue Employees Do Disgusting Things to the Food," put it on YouTube. The article went viral. Within 72 hours, the videos hit 1 million views. Viewers were furious. The internet united around one goal: find the employees in the video and punish them. The clips didn't include an address or a city name, so viewers scrubbed the clip for any clues. In one scene, the camera briefly pointed outside. Viewers spotted a Jack-in-the-Box across the street. Using Google Earth, they searched for Domino's stores located near Jack-in-the-Box restaurants. Someone found a match. There was a Domino's across from a Jack-in-the-Box in North Carolina. Problem solved. The internet found them. Within hours, people emailed Domino's corporate headquarters with the location. Now, the company knew exactly where the videos were filmed. The public was mad and they knew where to find the Domino's employees. Someone needed to defuse the situation fast. Christy, the Domino's employee, panicked. She emailed Domino's executives trying to explain what happened. They read, "I am sorry about all of this. It was a prank. No food was ever sent out to any customer. We would never put something like that on YouTube if it were real." Her apology didn't help. The situation was already out of control. Domino's shut down the Conover store, threw out all the food, and sanitized everything. Then they issued a public apology.
Recently, we discovered a video of 2 Domino's team members who thought that their acts would be a funny YouTube hoax. We sincerely apologize for this incident.
In the same statement, Domino's confirmed that Michael and Christy were fired. They also said that warrants were issued for their arrest.
2 Domino's employees facing charges tonight, and this is why a shocking video that hit the web.
But the public wasn't satisfied. Customer complaints kept coming. Domino's online quality rating dropped from 5 to -2.8. By September 2009, Domino's permanently shut down the Conover location where the videos were taken. Michael and Christy turned themselves in. They were charged with felony food contamination. Michael got 6 months in jail. Christy got 45 days and 18 months of probation. After the scandal, the original videos started disappearing from the internet. Many believe Domino's pressured platforms to remove them.
They were almost completely expunged from nearly every corner of the internet by a company on the brink of demise.
The Domino's clips became so rare that they were considered lost media. Years later, a YouTuber began hunting for them.
I have 2 out of 5 of those videos, and I'm looking for the other 3.
It took him years to find all 5 clips, but in 2024, he finally did. These stories prove that nothing online truly disappears. What you delete, someone else saves. What you hide, someone else finds. So my friends, be careful what you post online, because the internet is written in pen, not pencil. Visual venture.
Dude, that was cool.
Wait, before you guys go, I have a video where I talk about media banned for being too controversial. I talk about—
Damn, this is really cool. What a cool channel, dude. What the hell? Yeah, that was a cool ass fucking channel. The internet's forever. Yeah, that's why they say you better be careful what you upload. Very cool channel, not gonna lie. Very fucking cool channel. Ooh, I'm so curious. What else do they have on here? Secret cults hiding in plain sight today. The alarming rise of realistic AI content. Evil human experiments that actually happened. The true horror stories of the dark web. Laws that exist because of the one terrible incident. The dark side of YouTube. Disturbing YouTube channels hiding in plain sight. Oh, these are so cool. What the fuck? Internet's darkest websites you should not visit. The unsettling Roblox games ever created. This is cool. I watch his cult VOD. I see. But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. But yeah, not too bad. It was definitely a cool video. I'm not gonna lie. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Good morning, cows. How you been?